What's your name? How do you spell it?
My name's Connor Loria, spelled C-O-N-N-O-R-L-O-R-A.
Okay, great.
I'm a 12th grader.
Okay, and then I'm going to have you say my name is, and then you can go ahead and answer the question.
Okay, do I look at the camera or do I look at you?
You can look at me.
Okay. My name is Connor, and something that I'm very passionate about is music. You know, if I had to pick anything I would want to do in my future, it was like a susceptible job, I would definitely pick music. Because, you know, I think it's very, like, you can really, like, represent your emotion in it and, like, your thoughts and your feelings. And I think it's just, like, a really great, like, medium for really displaying your humanity, and I just love everything about it, you know?
Okay, yeah. Tell me a little bit more about, like, how you kind of realized this was a passion of yours.
You know, growing up, I didn't really have much to do, so I just listened to music a lot, and especially with my parents, you know, I like a lot of the like Latino music they put me onto. But as I grew up and got into like different environments, like this high school, you know, I got exposed to different types of music, you know, like rap music and, you know, pop and all that.
Yeah, and you said you wish you could pursue this. Like, how do you?
Like as a career.
Yeah. Like,
If I
do that right now.
Right now, you know, I haven't like published anything. But, you know, I just like in my spare time, I like to write. I like to, you know, try to make beats. I'm not the greatest, but, you know, I'm learning. And, you know, I just have fun with it. It's something I just spend my time doing, and I really enjoy doing that, you know.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
What's your name? How do you spell it?
My name is Hillary Cortez. I spell it Hilary-Cortez.
Perfect. And what grade are you in?
I'm a senior, grade 12.
Okay, and then go ahead and say my name is, your name, and then answer the question.
Okay, my name is Hillary Cortez, and I'm most passionate about art, drawing.
Okay, yeah, tell me more, like, how did you discover that passion?
Well, I've been drawing since I was pretty young, so it's just kind of evolved like that. I find joy in it, and it's nice, I guess.
Yeah, and are you involved in like the art program here?
No. I mean, I've taken art classes here, so does that count?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
okay.
exactly
Well,
like I know there's like AP art options. Have you done any of those?
no, I didn't take AP art. I only took the past years before that, so.
Yeah, that's really cool. Do you feel like those like really like helped expand your passion?
Yeah. They gave me more insight into like different types of mediums, like sewing and that type of stuff. So it was fun.
Yeah, that's really good. And like, is there anything like specific that you like enjoy drawing in particular, like any type of subject?
Not necessarily, but I do mainly draw people, I guess, like characters, backgrounds, scenery, those type of stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's really good. Thank you. What's your name? How do you spell it?
Mia Summers, Miasummers.
Perfect. What grade are you in?
Senior, 12th grade.
Perfect. He'll take a paper from you. Okay, and then I'm gonna have you say like my name is, and then you can go ahead and answer the question.
Okay. So just do that whenever?
Yeah.
All right. My name is Mia Summers. Something I'm passionate about would be art, taking feelings into form, and just the act of creation has been really fun, and it's a nice way to express myself.
Yeah, I think you said that really well. Right off the bat, are you involved in any of the art classes here on campus?
I did take Art 1 my sophomore year, though I've mainly just been doing art on my own, less involved in a class.
Yeah, I think that's really good too. Like, when do you feel like you discovered this passion of yours?
The passion's sort of always been there. I've been creating since childhood, though while I did take a break over the years, I guess sort of around the time I got into high school, I got back into it. I watched a nice animated movie, wanted to draw one of the characters, so I did that, and I just remembered I could draw from there.
That's a really good way to like rediscover it. What would you say is like your favorite type of art to do?
I mainly do drawing as my preferred method of art, though really any of it's nice. I'll paint occasionally, sometimes even dabble with writing, but drawing's always been there.
Yeah, and is there anything in particular you enjoy drawing?
I mainly draw characters, some pre-existing, some I've come up with. It's fun to make a story for them.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. That's really interesting. That was really well spoken.
There's nothing to be nervous about. Alright, put that up to the camera for me. Matthew doesn't fight. Only sometimes. He's very athletic. I'll grab that from you.
Huh?
I can grab the paper.
Alright.
Alright, what is your name? How do you spell it? And what grade are you in?
My name is Joe Pagulian, Jopagulian, and I'm in 12th grade.
Perfect. Can you say your name one more time and then answer the question? What is something you're passionate about?
My name is Joe, and I am quite passionate about photography. I feel like there's a lot of sentimental values when it comes to like photos, and I just like to capture like every moment of it, like because there's a lot to say about just one picture. There's a story behind it. So.
Yeah. When did you first get involved with photography?
It was when I first got a camera from my parents. I didn't know how to use a camera, and I had no clue what to do with it. But like, I stopped taking photos like for a while, and then I just got back into it recently, and I realized that there's just like a lot that I could do with it, and like especially through high school, there's a lot of memories that you make, and they're quite important. And for me, like I want to take these pictures so that one day in the future I can look back into it, and hopefully I can like tell a story about it to my kids one day. And yeah, and it has like, it pushed me to do more things. Like I like to print out photos and create albums, and I also have like a huge photo wall in my room of my favorite memories and stuff, and I'm just going to like continue doing that like throughout the future, and hopefully even through college, and yeah, when I have a family.
It's so cool. How are you using photography now during high school? Like, how are you using it?
Well, for me it's just a hobby. I'm not in any classes, but like during like major events or like when I'm in gatherings with my friends and family, I like to just like take pictures. I'm usually the one who always has a camera with me, and I always just like capture all the just the moments.
Do you have like a favorite photo, like or favorite memory of taking photos?
There's a lot, but the most recent one was during like this gathering I had with my friends. We all had like, a lot of my friends, they all have like birthdays in October. So we had like this one huge gathering, and I just took pictures because I feel like that moment, it was just like, it felt like we're all together like as a community, and like there was like so much that was going on that I thought it was just really valuable for me too.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any final thoughts or plans to use photography in the future?
Well, I've been collecting cameras, and hopefully I'll get into like videography too. So yeah, that's all I have.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That was great. Thank you so much. Hold up the camera. Perfect. I'll grab that from you. What is your name? How do you spell it? And what grade are you?
My name is Cassius Roman, Cassiusroman, and I'm a senior, 12th grade.
Can you say your name? Forget about the camera. Just look at me. We're just gonna have a conversation, right?
All right.
Can you say your name one more time, and then tell me what you're passionate about?
All right. My name is Cassius Roman, and I'm passionate about like a lot of things like in the art genre, like physical art, music, like skating, anything that has to do with like personal touch and stuff like that.
Yeah. When did you like become passionate about that?
Like my whole life, like I've been around like music and art. Like my dad always is an artist and working on music his whole life, and so I was just like I was like taught that way my whole life. So.
Yeah. Are you like how do you like use your passion like in high school? Like what are some of the ways?
Well, through so high school obviously offers like art courses. Definitely get to showcase my passion through that. my dad has like a recording studio at my house, and I get to like showcase my music abilities there. And yeah,
Do you like to make music?
yeah, definitely.
What type of music?
Like rap music. Yeah, I'm a rapper.
That's super cool. And then what, like, you're in art, is what you said?
I was the past 3 years.
What's some of the, like, what's something that you made? Like, do you have, like, a specific, like, project that you enjoyed making?
Yeah, back in freshman and sophomore year, I had like a little business I ran where I made like these big canvases and sold them to like people on Facebook.
That's super cool. What were on the canvases?
Like oftentimes like big album covers that people requested, and it was kind of cool.
Super cool. So you said you made that into a business?
Yeah.
Do you plan on using that passion in the future?
Honestly, I like work on it all the time, but the doing it for money just kind of like removes some of the like passion out of it. So I just like to do it when on my own time.
Yeah. Do you think you, like, how, is that, like, something that you do, like, a lot of the time is, like, you work on, like, the art?
Definitely. Every day, either music, art, anything, physical, whatever. Just make sure I'm at it every day.
That's super cool. Do you have any final thoughts on passions?
I don't think so.
Perfect. Thank you. Can you, like, count just really quickly?
1, 2, 3.
Okay, gotcha. Alright, can you say your name, spell it for me, and then say what grade you're in?
Yuriana Lopez, YURIANNA, LOPEZ, and grade senior.
Perfect. Can you say your name one more time and answer the question, what are you passionate about?
Yuriana Lopez, and I'm really passionate about going to the gym, exercising, and really learning how to build form, build resistance, and yeah, really just improve myself there.
That's great. When did you become passionate about going to the gym?
I became passionate about like 2 years ago.
What started you off 2 years ago?
Well, I've always wanted to start, and I had signed up with my dad, and ever since then I really just got to explore this new world that I really didn't know was there. But yeah, I'm really happy to have started it because I don't know where I would have been if I hadn't had started it.
Do you see yourself continuing to go to the gym in the future?
Yes, I do.
How does like the lessons of like hard work apply to your life that you've learned in the gym?
I feel like discipline is a really big thing. I learned how to discipline myself in the gym, and I think that goes with life as well.
How have you applied like discipline and hard work in your life?
Well, I learned to put distractions down and really do my stuff in order to, like avoid any like distraction. And I really just tell myself and put on this mindset to like keep working harder.
How often do you go to the gym?
Depends on the week, but I will try to hit 3 to 4 times.
That's great. Who do you go with?
Mainly by myself, but there are times where I will go with friends.
Do you like listening to music, or do you listen to anything, or are you silent?
Oh yeah, I love listening to music, like with my AirPods,
Yeah.
I think it's the best. Without it, I'll be sad, so.
Do you have anything else that you'd like to say about the gym? Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And then, what's your name? How do you spell it?
My name is Nicole Chalfant, NicoleChalfant, and I'm a senior.
Can you say your name one more time and answer the question, what are you passionate about? I'll just do a quick reminder, camera's not here, just a conversation.
My name is Nicole Chalfant. Something I'm passionate about is American Sign Language.
That's super cool. When did you become passionate about it?
About 4 years ago, I started taking ASL at Rockland High School, and I just got really passionate about it from there.
What makes you so passionate about it?
I think it's really cool to find a new way to communicate with people and just have more accessible conversations and meet new people.
That's super cool. How have you used American Sign Language?
I've taught my family some American Sign Language, and I go to deaf events and meet deaf people.
Super cool. So tell me about these deaf events.
So basically, one of them was held at the mall, and you just go and interact with people, and you meet people, talk about your experiences, and do do some fun things.
Tell me about the teacher of ASL. Do you like her?
I love her. She's my favorite teacher. Her name is Mrs. Yaden, and she's been very influential to me and really helped me get better at American Sign Language.
What do you think makes like a difference for being like a good teacher to like an amazing teacher?
Well, she's an amazing teacher because she really connects with her students, and if you put in the effort, she will do everything for you to make you successful.
That's great. Do you have any plans on using American Sign Language in the future?
Yes, I'm actually going to go to college to become an interpreter and make that my job.
That's awesome. What college are you planning on going to?
I'm going to start at Sierra College and then transfer to American River College.
You take ASL here, right?
Yes.
Is there anything that you want to say to Miss Yaden to like show your appreciation to her?
I would just like to tell her that she's changed my life in ways that she can't imagine, and I'm very, very grateful.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wait, it's like floppy. Like.
That's fine.
Okay.
Hold that up. Okay, what's your name? How do you spell that one more grade?
My name's Natalie Arset. It's NATALIE AARSET, and I'm a senior.
Can you tell me your name one more time and then tell me who the most influential person in your life is?
Oh, that wasn't my question.
Can you, okay, one more question. Can you tell me your name and tell me what you're most passionate about?
My name's Natalie Arset, and I'm most passionate about teaching and watching young kids grow, like in a teaching setting. Because I'm taking an internship right now in kindergarten at Valley View, and I really love it.
That's great. Are you in child development also?
Yeah, I took all of the classes to have it go. Like I'm in the class that's at the school.
That's great. When did you get passionate about kids learning?
I realized I wanted to be a teacher like literally 4th grade. And ever since then, it was just my teacher who said that she knew like from a long time that she wanted to be a teacher. And I just have always felt passionate about it. And especially like kids who I meet, because my sister played softball for a long time, and there would be like little kids who would be little sisters and stuff. And me and them like connected really good and we're like friends. So I've just always like handled little kids really well.
Yeah.
And been able to connect with them. And like, it's not like the age isn't like a thing. Like it's not a big deal. I've only done this 1 year, so I'm like only like a couple months in, but I don't know about a specific memory, but I just know that when I go, like the kids are just really easy to like communicate with. Like I don't struggle at all, and being able to like talk to them and whatnot, like it's really easy, and they love me and like they'll like hug me when I get there, and it's great. So.
Tell me about the child development teacher.
Like the teacher at the school or my teacher here?
Your teacher here.
Oh, well, I have, for this internship class, I have Miss Harder, and that's the usual teacher is Miss Prado, but Miss Harder, this is my first time ever having her, and she's great. I love her. She's super good at like explaining like the assignments we have to do, because it's very like she explains it, and then we have to go and execute it at the elementary school, and she does a great job explaining it and like understanding kind of like where we come from and a lot of stuff, and she just understands like the program a lot, and it's really good. Yeah, and my mentor teacher at the elementary school, who's the kindergarten teacher of the class, she does a really good job they both do a really good job of like showing me how to communicate in these situations and how to treat the kids, because it's different treating like a high schooler versus a kindergartner. Like they need completely different kinds of treatment. So they both do a really good job on showing me like how I should and like good examples.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. And what's your name? How do you spell it? And what grade?
My name's Ava Lagarde, Avalagardie, and I'm a senior.
Perfect. Kind of like the cameras on there.
Okay.
Me and you are having a conversation.
Okay.
All right. Can you say your name one more time and answer the question that you're most passionate about?
Yeah. My name's Ava, and the thing that I'm most passionate about is probably marine biology.
Awesome. When did you become interested in marine biology?
I feel like I've kind of always been, since I was like a little girl, I would always like watch Animal Planet and like just like Nat Geo Wild and like stuff like that. And I would love to be outdoors. I'd love to go camping. I'd love to go fishing and like just like whatever I could to be outside. And I don't know, it's just, I always felt like the most peaceful when I was like outside. I always felt like the most me when I was outside. Like, I don't know, it's just like the place where I felt like the happiest as a kid, I think.
That's awesome. Are you taking marine biology right now?
I took it last year.
Did
Yeah.
you like the class?
Yeah, especially Mr. Mertz, he's amazing. He really connects to you. He makes you feel like you feel the passion. Like, you know he wants to be there. You know he wants to be teaching. He really like tries to connect to you, not only as like a teacher, but like as a person. He really finds out like what like gets you going and like what makes you more passionate about. And it's like really nice because it's like you know that he shares your passion, and it's like you don't even like, I didn't even feel like it was a class. Like, I wanted to be there. I wasn't just like, ugh, like I have to go to class. Like, I wanted to be there.
Yeah. I love Mr. Mertz. If you were able to talk to Mr. Mertz right now, what would you say to him?
I would probably thank him for like really showing me like just how passionate I was. Like, I always knew that I was passionate about it, but I never really met someone who like matched my passion. So like, I feel like having him as a teacher like really opened my eyes, and like it was like really amazing to like just be in his class and like have him.
That's great. Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I think I'm gonna die.
Okay, can you hold up that paper towards the camera?
Yeah.
Perfect. What's your name? How do you spell it?
Arabella Flores, Arabellaflores.
Perfect. What grade are you in?
12th grade.
Okay, I'll take this. And then you can go ahead and say my name is and answer the question after that.
Okay. My name's Arabella Flores, and the thing I'm most passionate about is music.
Okay, you can look at me.
Okay, okay.
Tell me about why you're so passionate about music.
It's something I grew up with. Like, my dad was in a band growing up. He still is in a band. So I followed that, and I'm in a band myself now. Now I do like performances at like restaurants and parties, and it's just like really fun. I also like composing music a lot, and I like listen to music like all the time. Like, I actually like cannot go without it. So it's definitely like just like embedded like within me, and just like my everyday life and like what I do.
Okay, yeah. Can you tell me, you said you're in a band, so like what instruments do you play?
So I usually sing and I play rhythm guitar, but I also know how to play like a couple other instruments like bass, ukulele, and drums. Those are definitely like some of my favorites to play. So just like learning instruments by myself, and also through my band members who already know how to play those instruments. It's really nice.
Okay, and you say you like perform places. Like, how does that work?
So it's a little bit of nepotism because my dad does a lot of performances and he has like a lot of connections. So when we perform, we also like get people to like walk up to us like after our performances and be like, oh, like, do you guys like charge to like play something, to like play at our parties or like play at this venue? And we just really love performing, so we just like take whatever opportunity, whatever festival that invites us. So yeah, it's really nice.
And you said you compose too, so do you like compose that stuff? Or is that like choosing?
Usually I don't. I compose a lot, but I don't really like to share a lot of my music in front of other people because it's just like a little embarrassing. But I also like just like producing music a lot.
Okay, so tell me about composing. Like, how do you go about doing that?
I just like feel it. I don't know. Usually I just like I play a chord and then I just like kind of like go on from there. I just like play what feels right. I
just like, and if I say something that like sounds good, like, ooh, that's a bar, then I'll write it down. So yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. Love you forever.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Should I hold it up? Okay.
You sound like so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. What's your name? How do you spell it?
My name is Jamie Roundtree. It's Jamie Rountree.
Perfect. And what grade are you in?
I am currently a senior in high school.
Okay. I'll take this.
Thank you.
Okay, and then you can say my name is and answer the question.
Okay. My name is Jamie Roundtree, and I'm passionate about people, which is something that a couple years ago I'd be really surprised by. But as I've been writing my college applications, I've realized that like I love people. I love history, and I love helping people. I love baking for people. I love making coffee for people. I love having opportunities to learn about people. And I feel like everything I love in life, it kind of goes back to how much I love people. And as like a longtime humanity hater, that's like a really interesting thing I've kind of found out about myself this year.
Okay, can you tell me about like why in the past you wanted to be surprised?
Because I've always been very introverted, and I've always had a really hard time connecting with kids my age. And just, I feel like, especially someone who loves history, I'm like, I hate how much just like violence and hatred there is in the world, and like how people can be so mean, and how we as a society can allow allow so much pain, and just allow us to hurt other people. Like, I don't know. So I feel like I have always been a big pessimist, and I feel like that kind of affected how I see people.
Okay, so what do you think about that?
I don't think anything changed. I just think I realized that like people can be awful, but that doesn't mean that like everyone is awful. And I think that everyone in their core has something really interesting and beautiful about them.
Yeah, do you think there was like anything specific, like you said like college applications, so I think that it was just like upside down to you guys?
Well, when I was writing my college applications, I was kind of, I wrote one of my essays. It was like, if you could teach a class on anything, what would it be about? And so I did mine on coffee. And then I've kind of have just like how it connected to how I love people and how I love stories. And then also just like, I think working in customer service, which usually when you work in customer service, you're like, I hate people. But also like there have been so many people where they come in and they're just having awful days, and you know, I give them a free scone or I just tell them that it's gonna be okay, and like they feel better. And so I mean, I think when I say that I'm passionate about people, it's like I'm passionate about trying to be a good person. I think that's also part of it, is I want to, not that I want to help people, but I just want to make people's lives a little less awful.
Yeah. Okay, that was fantastic. Okay, what's your name? How do you spell it?
My name's Connor Lush, ConnorLusch.
Perfect. And what grade are you in?
I am in 12th grade. I'm a senior. Alrighty, my name is Connor Lush, and I have to say that something I'm really passionate about really is words. I think words are very interesting because, I mean, of course you learn from a very young age, but they kind of build up your life. We don't really value how much we take advantage of the fact that we can communicate with one of each other through just general wording. Storytelling as a whole really changes how you live. There's sort of the psychological idea that like you are the stories you read, and by that logic, without words, you wouldn't be who you are.
So I think it's really interesting how important words are to us.
Okay, tell me more about how you kind of came to this realization.
I used to hate reading, or not hate reading, but I used to be pretty impartial about reading. I didn't really care too much about it. And storytelling, speeches, all that, I used to just loathe it a little bit and kind of just prefer to go home, do my own thing, ignore all that learning stuff. And I started genuinely just writing for myself and not writing for like a language arts class or some sort of assignment. And I found that it's actually really enjoyable. It's fun to kind of say what you want to say, explore ideas and all that.
Yeah, that's really, really good. So tell me more about like writing for yourself. Like, why do you do that, and kind of how do you go about that?
It's pretty therapeutic, I'd say. Usually what I did, I just went and bought like a little journal online, got a little painting on it. I think it's the great way to actually. And you just start writing. It's something that should come naturally to most because humans are innately storytellers from like the morning they're born. I mean, the moment you start learning words, you're telling your parents all about like what you're doing. Like, go talk to a kindergartner after school. They'll immediately start telling a story about what happened that day, true or not. So really, if you just pick up a book, start writing, you'll find it'll be pretty therapeutic. Speaking words to avoid, you don't really have to worry about any repercussions. It's nice.
Yeah, that's really great. What's your name? How do you spell it?
Ben Wilson, just BenWilson.
Perfect. And what grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
Got it. He'll take that paper from you. Okay, when you're ready, you can say my name is and answer the question after that.
My name is Ben Wilson, and what am I passionate about? I'd say I'm passionate about guitar, as I first sort of started listening to a lot of guitar-based music in like my freshman year of high school, and then like I think the year after that I took Guitar Lab, which sort of furthered my like interest in guitar, since I had a lot of songs to practice. And after that, since there was only really like 1 year of Guitar Lab in high school, after that I went to this place called Bach Rock, which my mom found, where I could like take private lessons to like get better at the guitar. Then after that, I joined a band. So now I'm in like a band where I play guitar. So it's like sort of going along to like get better at guitar and stuff.
Yeah. Tell me more about being in a band. Like, how did you find that connection, and like, what do you guys do?
It was mostly just like the sort of company at Bach Rock. They set up a bunch of different kids that I think would like have the same skill level, would sound good together. And then like they sort of group them together. So it was mostly like. So it's me and then like 3 other kids. There's like a bass player, vocalist who also does guitar sometimes, and then drums. And we also sort of have like, I don't know if like our music tastes like all the same, but it's sort of like similar enough that we all sort of have like a similar dynamic, I guess.
Yeah. And so tell me about, do you guys like perform a lot, or like how does that work?
Yeah, we've done like a couple live performances, that much, but not like, I haven't been with the band like that long, so it's still for kind of new, like the live performances for me, but I've done like a few before, so.
Yeah, and what's the practices then?
The practices, I think like on Mondays we have like an hour of practice where you just like run through the songs a bunch of times until we have them like perfectly done, so you can all like sort of know when to come in, when to play the different parts of the song like all together.
Yeah, that's really good, really good. Okay, what's your name and how do you spell it?
Austin Taylor, and AUSTINTAYLOR. 12th grade. You guys need to be quiet. Quiet on set. Quiet on set.
Okay, when you're ready, you can say my name is and answer the question after that.
What's the question?
What's something you're passionate
All right. Is filming?
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Austin Taylor. I gotta spell it?
No.
Okay, my name is Austin Taylor, and something I'm passionate about is probably music is one, and then like meeting new people, because you never know who you'll find in your life, and I think that's awesome.
Okay, tell me about your passion for music. What kind, like,
Yeah, listening to music, making music. I like all different types of music. I think music is a way to look at each artist's personality in a sort of way, and like how they're displaying their thoughts on music. So that's, yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned making music. Do you produce your own music?
No, but that's kind of like a dream that I have. But yeah.
Okay, and like what's something you think you could like do to work towards that?
Probably put myself in like a more musical environment, maybe like music classes in college, or I don't know, just getting into that industry a little more.
Yeah, okay, so you said also like meeting new people. Tell me about that.
Meeting new people? Like even when I'm going out to like a party or something, I'll like go up to like random people and just like try and talk to them or like meet them. So just like making new friends and meeting new people.
And
Yeah.
what about that like stand out to you? Why is that important to you?
I mean, that's kind of how I made all my friends right now. Makes me happy knowing that I have people in my life that care about me. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was good. What's your name and how do you spell it?
Daniel Schmidt, Daniel Schmidt.
Perfect, and what grade are you in?
I'm senior, 12th grade.
Okay, we'll take the paper from you. Okay, when you're ready, you can say my name is, and after that, answer the question.
Okay. My name is Daniel, and what was the question?
Something you're passionate about.
Okay, my name is Daniel, and I'm passionate about just like being myself and not letting like people's influence get to me. And I just feel like over the years I've like really learned to just like be comfortable with who I am and just like following what I want to do.
Yeah, so tell me more about like kind of that progression.
I mean, I feel like through school you get influenced by a lot of things, so it's like that's the hardest part, is like staying true to what you want to do. And I just feel like through like experience, like I've learned like following what I want to do is like benefiting me way more in my future.
Tell me about why this is something you're passionate about.
I'm just like passionate about it because like if I'm just doing me, then I know I'm going to be happier in the future. So like that can be like something I'm interested in or whatever. Like I'm just like glad it's because I wanted to do it.
Yeah, and tell me about kind of this like realization. Like I feel like this is something that a lot of people don't typically like.
Yeah.
Kind of get to like, how did you like get to this point where you like realize like this is what I want?
I feel like going through friend groups and stuff, and like following like I guess sports and stuff, because like you see everybody else playing something, you see everybody else hanging out with certain people, and then it's just like you got to figure out what you want to do, and like once you figure out what you want to do, it's just like you're just relieved and just like comfortable with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, what's your name and how do you spell it?
Lucas Crows, and then Lukasquiroz.
Perfect, and what grade are you in?
12th.
I'll take this. Okay, and then you'll look kind of towards me, kind of ignore the camera, and yeah. So you can say my name is, and after that tell me about something you're passionate about.
All right. My name is Lucas, and I'm passionate about cooking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
I feel like I've been cooking for as long as I can remember, and I enjoy my time cooking. It's like an escape.
Okay, so tell me about like what do you like to cook?
Pretty much any food. I'd say my favorite thing to make is like desserts or something.
Okay, so tell me about like, do you have a specific like thing that you always kind of go towards?
Not really. I kind of like making a bunch of different stuff.
And tell me about like, how did you, like you said you've been cooking as long as you can remember, so
Yeah.
was it like family?
Yeah, probably my grandma. I would always like make Mexican food with her growing up, and then when she passed away, I kind of just kept doing it.
Okay, yeah. So tell me about like, do you have any specific memories with
I remember like making enchiladas for the first time with her, and it was really cool. I like got to make homemade tortillas and all that.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And so do you cook a lot for, like, do you cook a lot for your family now?
Yeah, I'll usually make dinner like at least once a night.
Okay. Wow, that's really interesting. So you said it was kind of like an escape room. Can you like explain that more?
Like when I'm in the kitchen, I don't really think about anything else. I can just focus on the food.
Yeah, that's really cool. Do you have a favorite? Like I know I already asked you about it, but like you said enchiladas like that, like especially having a specific memory, like is there like kind of that sentiment to anything you make on a regular basis?
Not really, no, I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, I think that's really
Say your first and last name and spell it.
Serena Way, Serenaway.
And what grade are you in?
12th grade.
Okay, now just don't even worry about the camera. Just like look at me like we're having a conversation. Could you just go like, my name is, say your full name, and then go right into answering the question.
Okay. My name is Serena Way, and I'm most passionate about biomass refining. So biofuels are one product of biomass refining, but also platform chemicals. So basically, you can take a bunch of sources from, be it waste sludge or plants, or corn is the most common one. They turn corn into ethanol. And you can also, more interestingly, take lignin, which is the primary component in wood, and basically all plants, like the stalks, the leftover agricultural waste and whatnot, and you can turn that into biofuels. And once people master that, then fuel is pretty much almost going to be, it's basically possible to bypass the mining step and then make it entirely, like, we can literally grow fuel. We'll literally have, like, coal. We'll be able to grow coal, essentially. However, lignin is really hard to break down because it's got a ton of, like, nasty bonds and a lot of aromatic stabilization. So I'm studying that right now, and I'm interested in working in the biomass refining industry because I think that learning how to harness plants is better than relying on rare earth metals, because you have to mine them. You have to do a lot of foreign trade, and also oftentimes they use like child labor, slave labor. It's just really unsafe and polluting. And doesn't that defeat the entire purpose of the environmental like revolution and whatnot? On the other hand, and also it's really heavy, so you can't put batteries into most things. Like they're really inefficient relative to fuel. Their energy density is way lower, so you can't put like a plane with a heavy ass battery pack. You can't put Teslas are really heavy because they have this super heavy, it feels like a block when you're driving it underneath. You can feel the weight of the battery pack as compared to something just with, regular old gas. So that's what I'm passionate about, and I'm also passionate about, I like money for the sake of money, I like philosophy, I like cats and animals, I like digital art, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Alright, just hold that up to the camera. Sweet. Okay, so what, guys, at this point, I'm going to have just like a constant, like, I'm going to choose another person, like, minutes and have them come out behind Sarah. I'm just going to keep that. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to find that list and I'm going to maybe bring up Alright, so what is your first and last name?
Olivia Cruz.
How do you spell that?
Oliviacruz.
Okay, so what grade are you in?
12th.
12. So senior?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. So now he can take the paper.
If
So
camera is not here, you're looking at
yeah. So look at me.
Okay.
Camera isn't here. So just tell me your name and what you're passionate about. As soon as that card goes.
My name is Olivia Cruz and I'm passionate about dance.
Sweet. Okay. So what are you passionate about, like, for dance? Is it just like the sport of dance? Is it the friends in dance? Is it the dance teacher? Like what specific?
I'm passionate about like performing, choreography, and my friends that come with it. Yeah.
Okay. So can you give me a little bit more in depth of like the choreography and like the performances? Because I know those are like really
Well, I do like competition, and then I'm also in dance force. So like, I'm a student director, and we have like our shows, and then I just love choreographing because I get to like choreograph, and then my dances are in the shows. Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool. So like some of the dances that the dance team like does in the, what's the next one? It's the creepy.
Yeah, Creepy
Yeah,
Concert, I
so,
choreographed to
like,
that.
You made some of those dances? That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the competitive dancing. That's not for the school, right? Completely unrelated. So how did you get into that? Like,
I started dancing when I was 3, and then in third grade, I decided like I wanted to be more serious about it. So I did competition, and then I've just always been doing it since then.
could you say that last part one more time?
I started in 3rd grade. I decided to do competition, and I've been doing it since then.
Okay, so what do you guys do in a dance competition? Is it like other competitive sports like football, baseball, whatever, or is it judged differently?
It's judged differently because like sports, it's like you either make it to the, like you either score a goal or you don't, but dance is kind of like they're just sitting there judging you. So like if they don't like what you're doing, they can dock you points for that. So it's like, I don't like take it to heart like when it's like I don't do good at a competition, because it's like I feel good in what I'm doing, and like I just, other people's, it's just an opinion, it's opinion based, so yeah.
Okay. So has it been hard for you sometimes in a dance competition, like you felt you did really, really good and a judge was just like, nah, has that ever like really affected you? Or?
It could get me upset for a few minutes, but I don't let it like affect, yeah, I don't really let things like that affect me, I don't know.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So, tell me a bit about your friends that you've made in dance. So, how did you meet them, and like, what's your favorite part about dancing with them?
Well, I've had like a few, like one of my friends already graduated, but like I'm still best friends with her. And then I have like 3 friends right now, and it's just like the best bonds you can ever think of, like, because you share the same passion, and it's like you see each other every single day and you're doing the same thing, and like you love what you're doing, and then you're surrounded by people who like support you, and you just like, we all have the same humor, and it's like the best thing ever. Yeah.
That's really cool. Okay, I think we have all that we need. Sweet, thank you.
Okay. So my name is Rishab Bhutani, R-I-S-H-A-B-H.
Last name too?
Bhutani, B-H-U-T-A-N-I.
All right, sweet. So what grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
Sweet. Okay, cool. You can take your paper. Okay. Pretend like none of that even happened.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go back to tell me your name and tell me what you're passionate about.
Okay, so my name is Rishab Bhutani. I'm passionate about discovering and understanding the patterns that exist in nature.
Okay, so how did you get introduced to this like field in general? Was it your parents? Was it like a teacher? Was it like you just got bored and started Googling? Or like how was that?
No, so my grandfather, he brought textbooks from India. He's a physics teacher there. And he brought his whole stack from India, and I started looking through them, and through that I kind of got interested in math and physics. Yeah.
That's really cool. So this is just more a question for you. Was it in a different language? Like, do you have to know a different language to read those textbooks?
No, I think they're in English.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
I was like, man, polyglot right here. Okay, sweet. Okay, so can you give me an example of a pattern in nature and how like humans understand that, or how like nature does that? Could you tell me something like that?
Okay, so yeah, so take the prime number sequence. So that's like the sequence of all prime numbers, 2, 3, 5, and so on. And it seems like such an artificially constructed pattern by humans. But in reality, nature knew about these numbers far before we did. For example, if you take like the insects, cicadas, they're burrowed underground, but they come out each species comes out, it turns out it comes out every prime number of years. And that's something, and that has to do with evolutionary reasons. And so cicadas knew about prime numbers far before we did. So I think math and physics are just trying to understand these patterns. They're quite, and they show up all across nature. And I think that's what's so beautiful about them.
For sure. So how do you think cicadas, for example, like how do you think they sort of started, doing prime numbers? Do you think it was like all evolutionary, or Like, what do you think it was?
Yeah, I think like all of the cicadas that came out every like 8 number of years, predator cycles of 2 and 4 probably killed all of those ones off. But the ones who came out every prime number of years, they didn't have to see that fate, and they were able to sustain their species.
So you would say that nature favors sort of kind of like the prime numbers or the species that aren't doing the normal thing, which is like 2, 4, 6, 8 or whatever. Like, how do we as humans find these patterns that nature's had for millions of years?
I think it's there's different sequences that kind of model different things. I don't think necessarily the prime number sequences they're throughout nature, but I will say that prime numbers are very special because they're kind of like the atoms of our universe, because every composite number can be written as a product of prime numbers. So in that sense, they're kind of the atoms of our universe.
So how do you think that humans like discovered this? Was it luck? Was it just like someone was like, hey, these things are like just coming out of every prime number, or like what?
I think it's more of a, I see math more of a discovery rather than an invention.
Okay.
So I think it's kind of, you observe phenomena and then you find ways to model that phenomena. So that's the way I kind of see it.
For sure. All right, sweet. I think we have what we need.
Okay,
Thanks
sounds
so
good.
much.
Yeah, thank you.
We're live. All right. Okay. So tell me your first and last name and how you spell it.
All right, my name is Ziyang, Ziyang.
Okay. So what grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
Sweet. Okay. So Cole can take that paper. So tell me your name again and tell me what you're passionate about.
Okay, I'm Ziyang, and honestly, I'm passionate about like everything that I put 100% effort in, or even like more. So like, for example, like volleyball, and just being helpful. Like that's all I'm passionate about.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure. So what things would you say that you put 100% into besides volleyball, or is it just volleyball?
Well, I think mostly volleyball, but part of the effort definitely going to school, because everyone wants to have a better grade, just like outside of sports. So yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So how did you get into volleyball, for example? You mentioned that a couple times.
So at first, the first time I ever touched a volleyball is like during my elementary school from my PE teacher, and then we didn't even use like a volleyball. We used like a kickball, like the bouncy one. Like we just play for fun. And then getting to Rockland High School, my freshman year with Mr. Muskie, it's kind of like my first like actual volleyball coach. So I actually played volleyball for my first time in my whole life, like the actual volleyball. And then it seems pretty fun. So the following year, the spring semester, I just tried out for the team. And then the JV team, I started with JV team, and that team is not even good. Like everyone's just like all beginners. So yeah, so I get into the team, and then I play more, and later I play clubs. So I improve a lot, and then right now I'm still playing. So yeah.
So do you play just for high school, or do you do a club team also?
I do both. I do Rockland High School team as well as like Synergy Force Volleyball Club.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the difference in like coaching styles for both of those teams?
I would say like school coach is more focused on the whole team, because they only get like 1 or 2 coach. But club coach, at first I got 2 coaches, and right now I got 3 coaches. So they will focus on like different positions. So I'm short, I'm not tall, and I got no high verts, so I play back row the most. So we call libero or DS, like defense specialist. And I mostly play middle back and left back. So there will be like a coach specifically coach how to play defense, on like how to pass. Yeah.
So, man, words. So, what is your favorite part about? Wait, are you on the varsity team?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your favorite part about playing for the school? Like, is it just playing in the games? Is it like having like fun times with your teammates?
Mhm.
Is it like team dinners or anything like that?
Yeah, we do get like team bondings. It's like I think that's the best part. But I think on the core time, the best part would be the cheers, because since we play in the small gym, so like it's not that big, and then all the family members from like the team, they're gonna cheer you on the side. Like my parents are busy, so most of the time they won't be there, and then my teammates, their parents, gonna cheer for me. So I'm very appreciate that. And yeah, the court feels just amazing. Like every time you pass a ball, like the ball goes up, you will feel that like it's a feeling. So yeah.
You can feel like the energy.
Yeah, the energy and the passions. Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you so much. That was epic. I'm actually ready to go, and she's gonna do something you're passionate about. Okay. Will you say your name and spell it?
Yeah. My name is Peyton Carter Buchanan, Peyton Carter Buchanan. 12th. Yeah.
Okay, so now all I want to do is say, hi, my name is Peyton. I'm passionate.
Hi, my name is Peyton, and I'm passionate about this program, Yearbook. I was put in this class in my freshman year. I did not sign up for it. I signed up for ceramics and child development. So I didn't know what to expect, but then as I walked in the classroom, I just felt the vibe and I really liked it a lot. And then I started learning how to do design and actually writing, and I really got into it. Yes. I had no idea even what this was. Like, I didn't know that there were editors or anything like that. Like, I saw people doing extra work, but I didn't know who they were or why they were doing what they were doing until my sophomore year. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I did. I can't remember who I saw doing the work, but like even just seeing the EICs and like the bonds they had and stuff like that, I liked that part of it, but I also liked being able to create what I wanted and just making it come to life. I like writing the most. I mean, I've gotten into photography more and I'm trying to get into every aspect, like design, photography, and writing, but I definitely like writing the most. I've always been really good at language arts, so it's always just been something easier for me to do. And I feel like I used to have a hard time talking to people, but after I started interviewing my freshman year, I was able to actually talk to people more and find out their stories. Yeah.
I guess what's the difference between yearbook writing and creative writing?
I think just being able to connect to people more, like it's not like you're writing about a book, you're writing about an actual person and something in their life that they care about. And I think just understanding that that's something they care about and something they're doing helps me to be better at writing for that. But then also just knowing like about what they're talking about. Say like someone does archery, like kind of understanding stuff about archery beforehand also helps you talk about that more easily.
This is kind of one that I would normally ask you guys at the interview, but for a future editor, it's really interesting to see, like, if you could give them like a big piece of advice, what would be your biggest piece of advice?
I think maybe that you don't have to be perfect. I have a hard time. I always want to be perfect in everything I do, make sure I'm not upsetting anyone and stuff like that, and that I'm making the right decisions. But ultimately, people are going to have their own opinions about stuff, and you can't make everything right all the time.
Just like that. That's it. And then I'm just going to come over here. Actually, you go ahead and like tap up.
My bangs are like...
Alrighty. What is your first and last name? How do you spell it?
Malia Chung, M-A-L-I-A-C-H-U-N-G.
What grade are you in?
I'm a senior in 12th grade.
Excellent. Okay. Ignore the camera. We'll look at the headphones, which are on my neck, which is on me.
Oh, okay.
Sweet. Okay. So, say your name again, and tell me what you're most passionate about.
I'm Malia Chung, and I am most passionate about probably like stories and stuff. I know it's like really broad, but like I really like a good movie or a good show, or I like interviewing people and I like getting to hear their answers and like, I don't know, like I like people a lot, and I like when a story like just makes you feel like so happy or sad or just like something that like you can only really feel through like that kind of story basically. I really like analyzing that kind of thing. I don't know. I don't really talk about that because it's not that like, it's very personal. And then, I don't know.
So would you say that like that love for story and storytelling and like just listening to other people's stories, would you say that's kind of what brought you into this yearbook program?
Probably. I honestly did yearbook because of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the girl that like took photos. I wanted to be a part. I wanted to like go around with a camera. But it's so funny now because like I can't use a camera. But like now I found love in like doing design and like making like a story and people and like words look beautiful on a page so that people can read it. I guess, I don't know. I mean, I kind of just like entered M5 and I've just never left, so.
Yeah, for sure. Man, okay, so in the past year, no, not past year, in your high school career, what is the best, I don't know, I don't want to like limit it to only this class, so what is the best story that you've heard? Could be a book, could be a movie, could be an interview. Like, what's just the best story you've heard?
Damn. That's crazy. I really liked, I don't think I could pick a single story, but I really, like, I've been friends with, like, some of the same 15 people for the last 4 years. And, like, over these 4 years, I've just really gotten to know them as people and their stories. And, like, I can't pick a single one, but, like, all of them. Like, they're, like, my people. And, like,
Thank you so much. That was epic.
Wait, are you sure that's not weird?
Trevor's walk bomb. Hello, what is your first and last name and how do you spell it?
My name is Celeste Contrato. It's spelled CELESTECONTRATTO.
Sweet. What grade are you?
11th.
I'll take that. All right, so ignore the camera. Just
Wait.
Look, headphones on my neck, on me. Sweet. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, so tell me your name again and tell me what you're passionate about.
My name is Celeste Contrato, and something that I'm passionate about is going to church and spreading God's word. I've always been very religious. I grew up in church, and when COVID happened, we kind of got separated from religion, so it's been a really big deal for me to come back to God and help spread his word as I've gotten older.
Definitely. So have you been going to church like your entire life, or did your parents just like take you like just randomly one day, or?
Yeah, so we had a church when I was younger that we went to a lot, and then it was really easy to go when me and my brother were little, but as we started doing sports as we grew up, it got harder and harder to go, and my family just kind of stopped prioritizing it. And then when COVID happened, kind of everything shut down, and so then my parents actually don't go anymore. I'm the only one in my family who does go. I go with either friends or my boyfriend. It just kind of depends who like wanted to take me, because I just recently got my license, so it was just kind of like whoever was willing to take me. But we used to go a lot as a family, and now I've just kind of like gone off on my own because it's become really important to me, and my family doesn't really want to anymore.
Yeah, for sure. So how did COVID impact like that whole you guys going to church? Was it just like the church shut down, or your parents were too scared to go outside? How was that?
Well, kind of a mixture of both. I think churches, at that point we had not been going that much already, but I think a lot of the churches did shut down. I go to Bayside, so it's a really big church already, so everything was closed. And then they started doing some stuff again, like live streams and things like that, but at that point we were just so disconnected from the church and God that I just like didn't really go back to doing stuff until around like halfway through 2022.
Okay, so halfway through 2022, what was the moment when you were like, I want to go back to church?
One of my friends actually brought me with him to go in like May of 2022, I think, and I was just kind of like there and like not really there with a purpose. Like I was just kind of there to hang out, and like we went in like the middle school area, and I just like wasn't really paying attention. But like I think as I was there longer, like I realized that this is something that really matters to me. I saw like a light in my life that I didn't have before I started going back to church. So it just like inspired me to keep going back.
Definitely. All right, sweet. That's all we need. Pull that up again. Perfect. Perfect. I can take it. Alrighty. So what is your first and last name and how do you spell it?
My name is Yan Hun, and it's D-A-N-H and H-U-Y-N-H.
Perfect. Okay, so what is one thing that you're passionate about?
It's not really one thing, but I like I like sports in general. Yeah.
Is there any specific sport that you're passionate about, or is it just sports in general, like all sports? Or is there maybe one sport that you're more passionate about compared to others?
One thing I'm liking right now is like racket sports.
Okay.
Like badminton, tennis.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so when were you first like introduced into tennis, badminton, pickleball, like that kind of like sport area, so to speak?
The first time I ever came in contact with badminton was in second grade when I practiced with the school's program.
Very nice.
Then tennis, I only started playing tennis like during high school, so I had no prior experience.
Yeah, so would you say that your badminton experience, like prior to the tennis experience, sort of like helped you transition over to playing tennis in a way?
I don't know. I just started playing it and liked it.
Definitely. Okay, so what is a highlight of playing? Could be any of this. It could be tennis, could be badminton. I know you do some ping pong also, so it could literally be anything. But like, what's a highlight of like playing those games?
I just enjoy playing it with friends.
With friends?
Yeah.
Can you give me like a fun story or like a time that you really remember, like when you think of that sport, like boom, this just pops into your head?
One maybe would be like for badminton. My friends and I during the summer would go to like a club to play, but that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. Hey, thank you so much. That was great.
Yeah.
80. I can take that. Yep. Alright, so what is your first and last name and how do you spell it?
Noah Zhang, Noahtzeng.
Perfect. What grade are you?
I'm a senior.
Excellent. Okay. Ignore the camera. Just nice little conversation. Doesn't even exist, right? Okay. So tell me one thing that you're passionate about.
I think I'm really passionate about learning, and not really in one discipline, but just like everywhere, really.
Okay, can you give me an example of like one thing that you learned this year, maybe?
In school, like obviously I like pursue a lot of STEM, but you know, out of school I really like keeping up with current events. Like I feel it just and like just being more culturally aware. You know, it kind of helps you like not just like information-wise, but just like going through life and understanding other people.
Definitely. Would you say there's a reason why you sort of were drawn to that?
I would say I'm just interested in following current events. Like I do like following like politics or like stuff that's happening around the world.
For sure.
But I see definitely as I've like obviously matured more and I understand it more, it's helped me like, you know, kind of understand other people like from different perspectives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay, so you said that you just like general learning, right? So what are you planning on pursuing in the future, like after high school?
Well, currently I'm planning on going for a mechanical engineering major, wherever I go. So I'll probably go somewhere like that after college as well.
Okay, so do you have a plan on like what college you're gonna go to?
Just applying widely right now, and we'll see what happens.
Do you have any favorites?
Stanford.
Stanford?
Yeah.
Definitely a good one. All right, so you said mechanical engineer?
Yes.
Right, okay, so how does that like work in a career? Like, is there any specific job that you're shooting for after college, or do you know, like, are you open to anything?
I'm open. There's a lot of pathways. Like you can go into like defense industry. You can work for the state. Like there's a lot of things you can do. Actually, I was considering aerospace, but
aerospace is pretty cool.
That kind of limits you to specifically the defense industry. So just going mechanical engineering gives me more options.
Yeah, so would you say like besides aerospace there's another one that just like pops up to you, or is it just like, you know, everything is sort of equal in your mind right now?
Everything's kind of equal. I feel like I don't really know like enough about it. Like it's a very deep topic, or there's a lot of subfields in it,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I don't know enough about it to necessarily make a judgment right now.
So why would you say you're drawn to mechanical engineering?
Well, I've always like, whenever I've like, ever since I've been like young, like, you know, obviously doing like, I've been able to pick up like math and science like fairly quickly when I'm learning it. So, and I kind of like that problem solving like mindset. So that's kind of like what's drawn me to it.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah. What classes are you like currently taking at Rockland that are helpful in the pursuit of mechanical engineering in the future?
At Rockland, nothing right now. I did take multiple physics classes last year, so that definitely helps. And then just taking math outside of Rockland High also helps as well.
Okay. Sweet. Thank you so much. That was great. All right, perfect. I can take that. All right, what is your first and last name and how do you spell it?
Daniel Lane, Daniel Lane.
Perfect. What grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
Great. Okay, so ignore the camera. Just a nice little conversation.
Okay.
Meter doesn't even exist, right?
Alright.
Okay. So your question was the first one, right?
Mhm.
Right. So tell me your name again. And tell me one thing that you're passionate about.
My name is Daniel Lane, and I would say I'm pretty passionate about learning.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what about learning exactly?
I guess it's just like when you experience like setbacks and like, you know, like it's pretty discouraging to experience setbacks, but I think what I really like when I experience like a setback is that I can really like learn from what has happened to me, and yeah.
Definitely, like overcome that challenge.
Yeah.
For sure. Can you give me an example, like maybe not in the past year, but you're a senior?
Yeah.
Okay, so like past 4 years, like of a setback that you just overcame.
From the past 4 years?
4 years. It could be even like
Okay. Well, it's just, I would say, so last year, I got my first B in Spanish, and you know, it was pretty devastating, especially since like, you know, I thought I was gonna be like a straight A student throughout high school, and like it just felt terrible, and you know, I really like, I ended up getting a B both semesters, but after that, I just told myself that I needed to take the time to like give myself some more like mental health days, because like I think the main reason why I like arrived there in the first place was because I just became so burnt out. I just stopped doing my my work and stopped studying as much, and yeah, so yeah.
Like you were doing too much. How many classes, like 8 classes, were you taking last year?
Last year I was taking 5 and I self-studied 1.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that was great. Thank you so much. You survived.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Hold up that question. Perfect. I can steal it. Alrighty. What is your first and last name and how do you spell it?
Kaylee McElvain, KAILEYMCELVAIN.
Alright, what grade are you in?
Senior.
Excellent. Okay, ignore the camera. Nice little conversation, doesn't even exist, right? Okay. So tell me your name and then tell me something that you're passionate about.
My name is Kaylee, and I'm passionate about like music.
Okay. Why?
I just like listening to it. It's just like I do it all the time. It's just nice.
For sure. Do you play music also or just listening?
Like sometimes. The other day I like tried to learn something on guitar.
Okay.
It didn't go that well.
So do you play guitar as like your instrument?
Not really. I just like have one laying in my house, so sometimes I'll pick it up and like try and play a song or two.
For sure. So what about music is so like compelling to you? Like what makes music so interesting to you?
I don't know. I just like listening to it. I like all genres, all artists. It's just like, I don't know, like sometimes it'll like get you in the mood to like go somewhere, like it'll pump you up, or like if you're having a bad day, like it just nice to listen to.
For sure. Do you have a favorite artist?
I'm not really sure. Like, there's just so many. It's hard to choose one to like.
Okay, give me
have a
like
favorite.
top 5.
Well, recently I went to a concert. Her name is Biba Doobie. It's kind of hard to say.
It's a great name.
But yeah, her. I like Dominic Fike. There's this artist called Ryan Betty. He's cool. He's like nice. I don't know. Can't think of it anymore.
Yeah. So do you like going to concerts, or do you prefer just like listening to at your house, or like what's your favorite thing to do?
Oh, I love concerts. Like I go to so many. I try and just like find one near me, and I'll just go to it if it's like cheap. I'm literally going to one, I think, next 2 weeks.
For who?
It's this band called Inhaler. I don't really know them that much, but I don't know. Their music's kind of cool, and their tickets weren't that like expensive.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. So what's your favorite part about going to concerts? Is it like the music, or is it having fun with friends, or is it just like, I mean, I've seen footage of like Travis Scott concerts and everyone's just like jumping up and down and stuff like that. Is it like stuff like that, or?
Yeah, I'd say like I just love live music. Like it's just really fun to go to concerts, hang out with your friends, like hear them live, and yeah.
Sweet. Thank you so much. That was great. I can steal that mic.
Oh.
I believe in you.
Oh, it's up here.
Yeah.
You're going to say your first name, last name, and spell it.
Okay. My name is Savannah Rose, SAVANNAHROSE.
And you're going to be looking at me when we do this.
Okay.
You're going to say my name is Savannah, and something I'm passionate about is whatever, and then Austin follows after that.
Got it. Okay. Just go. Okay. My name is Savannah, and something I am passionate about is the ocean.
When did you start liking the ocean?
From a very young age, my dad was certified when he was 15, so he tried to kind of like bring it on me, get me into scuba diving, free diving, all that. So
Do you have like the license for scuba diving?
I have my open water license, but I'd like to go higher.
Do you have a favorite animal?
I really like sharks, but probably manta rays because I went on that dive with them and it was just such an amazing experience. So.
And what's your favorite place that you've gone to?
Probably Cayman Islands.
What's that like?
It was very just like island, like tropical. There was just like roosters and iguanas everywhere, and it was just very pretty and lush, and it was very fun.
Go a little bit more in line. There you go, yeah. Alright, again, this is just for a reference. I need your first name, your last name, and then spell it for us.
All right. I'm Kareem Radwan, KARIMRADWAN.
And you're gonna be looking at me, you're gonna say my name is, and something I'm passionate about is, and then I'll ask follow-ups.
All right. My name is Kareem Radwan, and I'm really passionate about fishing.
How did you get into fishing?
When I was young, my dad introduced me to it, and I started fishing a lot.
What's your favorite fish?
Probably the parrotfish. It's really good. It's really tasty, and it's just easy to catch.
Do you ever do catch and release, or just eat fish?
We do both. It's just whatever. Sometimes we release, or we just give it to people, or we just catch it.
And do you plan on continuing it into the future?
Yeah, probably.
So what age did you actually start doing it at? Because you said at a young age.
Probably like when I was 6 years old, I started doing it, and I just live really close to the ocean, so it was just easy. We used to go like every other day.
Yeah, and I feel like fishing is kind of difficult for a few people. If you have any tips for anyone?
Honestly, just be confident when you're fishing. Don't hesitate to pull the hook and reel it in. Be prepared, don't go unprepared, and everything should be good.
Great, perfect, thank you. Okay. You're gonna say your first and last name and then spell it for me.
Cohen Sanchez, KOEN SANCHEZ.
All right. My name is Cohen, and something I'm passionate about is music. I'd say probably around 7th or 8th grade is when I started listening to certain artists. I listen to everything. Favorite rappers like Travis Scott. Favorite R&B artist is Frank Ocean. For country, Megan Maroney. I don't know, I'm like all over the place. I don't make any music, but I play piano and guitar, so that kind of like helps me practice it, I guess. I would say around 14 or 15 is when I got really passionate about it. I more just play it for a hobby, but I'm more passionate about music just because of like how it makes me feel and what I can learn from it.
What's your favorite concert you've been to?
Favorite concert is probably Don Toliver in LA. He brought out like 7 artists, and it was just like a crazy surprise. And Don Toliver has some really good music too, so definitely my favorite. Yeah.
Can you say your name and spell it out?
Aiden, A-Y-D-E-N, Lee, L-E.
And then, do you want to answer the question?
What is something I'm passionate about? I would say I'm very passionate about 3D printing.
Why are you passionate about 3D printing? Or what started that passion?
What started that passion? A particular senior in my freshman year when I was in Werner's class, there was a 3D printer back there, and she really introduced me to all the ins and outs of 3D printing, and that's really what got me interested.
What has so far been your favorite print?
My favorite print so far, I have printed, it took 3 days to print this, I have this 3D printed giant mace that collapses in my room. And I had to print spikes for it as well.
What do you often like to print?
Say that again?
What do you often print?
What do I often print? I often print Warhammer models, a lot of Warhammer models, or anything I find interesting. That could be just like a small toy robot, or that could be something like a cosplay prop.
Do you see yourself going anywhere with 3D printing, like starting to develop 3D printing stuff, or like making it like more of a business?
I wouldn't say so. I might go into business if I was really interested in it, but it's probably just going to stay more of a hobby for me.
Do friends ask you to 3D print stuff?
Yes, often, very often.
What's your favorite part about 3D printing?
My favorite part about 3D printing, I would say the end result. Getting to the end result isn't always the greatest of experiences.
Do you often mess up and have to throw out stuff?
100%, all the time. Happens all the time. I burn myself quite often as well.
What's the worst like burn you've gotten?
I think I accidentally held on to a hot piece of, a 200-degree hot piece of metal for like 5 seconds.
Okay, thank you for the interview too.
Okay, you're good. Okay, let's jump into this. Hi, my name is Cole Bromas. I'm with Rockland Media. Can I ask a few questions today?
Yeah, of course.
Hold that paper up. And what is your first, last name, how do you spell?
Bryce Barker, B-R-Y-C-E-B-A-R-K-E-R.
Okay, what grade are you in?
I'm a senior in 12th grade.
Take that paper from you. Look at me the whole time, not the camera. You're going to start off with, hi, my name is, something I'm passionate about. You go from there.
Okay. Hi, my name is Bryce Barker, and I'm really passionate about sports. I've grown up with sports in my life. I love watching and especially playing them too.
What sports do you play?
I played basically every sport. I've played soccer, baseball, basketball, football, water polo, swim.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
What would you say, like, is your favorite?
Probably football, because I played football freshman year of high school, and I just saw so much progress in that sport, and it made me carry on to the rest of my sporting career, just knowing that I was able to grow and learn. Yeah.
Did you have any life lessons or takeaways from any of your sports?
Yeah, I learned that it's a lot easier to do stuff if you have a team, if you have people helping you and by your side, and yeah.
When you said sports in general, and you mentioned watching, what's your favorite sports teams?
I love watching the Sacramento Kings, the 49ers, the A's, and I starting to watch more UFC. I really like Ilia Topuria.
What's like a, do you have like any memorable moments of like maybe like a watch party at a UFC event or like a World Series, Super Bowl?
Yeah, I always go over to this one friend's house in the Super Bowl, and we all mess around the entire time, eat some food, and go play football like down the street. Yeah.
Also, too, have you like gained any like relationships playing sports?
Yeah, I've met so many people playing sports, made a lot of friendships. I met my best friends through baseball and through soccer. Yeah.
When did you like start, like, what was the first sport you ever did?
I first started off playing soccer and baseball. I played soccer for about 4 years, and I played baseball up until 8th grade, so it was 8 years.
There we go. I'll take it from you. It's just about reference. Okay, and then you look through them, figure it out. Okay. What's your name and can you spell it out for me?
Arsani, A-R-S-A-N-I.
Last name.
Gad, G-A-D.
Perfect. Okay. So you can go ahead and say my name is, and after that answer the question.
Okay.
Yeah. Just we're having conversation.
Oh, okay. My name is Arsani Gad, and I'm most passionate about basketball.
Okay. Tell me about why.
I've played it my whole life, and it's always just been like fun, de-stressor, to play with my friends and just like hang out and meet new people.
Yeah. So when did you start?
I started like elementary school, probably like 3rd or 4th grade, and then I just kept playing ever since.
Yeah, and like why did you decide to like start playing basketball?
I had like church friends that were playing too, so like we kind of just all got into it together and then just played.
Yeah, what do you think is like the biggest factor contributing to you like keeping doing it all this time?
I think it's just like always something that's been like super fun for me, and then I just always like watching it too and just like getting better from it, so I just kept playing.
Yeah, do you have a favorite team?
Probably the Kings.
The Kings?
Yeah.
Supporting them?
Yep.
Okay. Let me think. Okay, so you're about to graduate, like do you continue, or do you plan on continuing to like play, or just
I think I might just play for fun, just in college and stuff, not anything serious.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, do you guys have any questions? Okay, that was pretty good.